Okay, so we're gonna do one more set of 1-point perspective geometric drawings, add some curves to them, and so it's gonna be a little different than the other one, but not a whole lot. So over here, I'm gonna make kind of a, I guess a different type of shape. I'm gonna make kind of a triangle type shape. Like this. Okay, so now I have a basic triangle shape, and I'm gonna add some shapes to this, but I'm gonna round some stuff off, and that's gonna cut off edges different. So that's why I'm going to add after I round stuff off of each shape. So let's round off some edges. I'm gonna do maybe right here. Round that off a little bit. Round that one off. And I think I'm going to round the back part off and the bottom part. So now with this bottom part, it's cutting this bottom off to a new spot. So now I have it where I want it to be. And now I can add another shape. I want to add a shape in the front here. So I'm going to kind of add a, what are those called? A rhombus, I guess. Remember, I should make the rhombus first. So remember, I was getting ahead of myself to make the shape, the face of the shape first. So that's what I did, partly. And now I'm just going to make everything parallel. So now I have this shape right here. And I'm going to, I think, I'm going to make some big rounded shapes off of here. I'm going to cut a lot of this off. So I'm going to do that. And then I want that like that. So now I've got an edge here. So I'm going to duplicate this over here. I mean, it would come all the way through, but I'm not worrying about that because I'm going to use this top part, and I'm also going to round that part off. And then over here, I'm going to want some like a tube or something sticking out over here. So I'm going to draw it first. And I'm going to really cut off a good chunk of this. So I'm gonna go all the way down there. And now that's going to give me a new top, a really thin one. It'll just have a little bit of rounded, you won't be able to see much. And so now I have something sticking off. So let's outline this and see what happens. So once again, round off all your shapes before you start adding shapes to them, or you'll have these funny cutoffs and stuff won't match up. Now I gotta think for a second because this is gonna stop right there. You can kind of see, I mean, you can get as creative as you want. I mean, you could go on forever with this and just make shape after shape after shape. And the more you do it, your brain kind of starts to understand what's going on, and you can, oh, that happens, that happens. Okay, so now I have this shape right here. And I started off with just simple squares, and now I've kind of come up with this interesting rounded shape. So let's do another one over here. I'm gonna make a, let's see, maybe I'll make a rectangle. Okay, so here's my rectangle. Okay, so I have a rectangle here, and I think I'm gonna try something a little different because I want this face to be round. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna extend this triangle out by making another triangle out there. Might be too long actually. But I'll kind of do the best I can with it. It's gonna be really close. Okay. So now I have an extra box added on to this triangle. And I kind of want, so I want this top part to be round. So I want all of that to be round, and I also want this to be round. Let's go back this way. And so now it's round. And let's see, I'm going to go ahead, I'll outline that in just a second. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to add a, I don't know, kind of a, maybe this kind of shape. Wasn't very straight up there. Okay, so now I have this shape next to here. I'm gonna make this shape. This time I'm gonna make the shape go up. So now I have this. And I'm also gonna round these edges. And so now I have that. And let's do one more thing. Let's make, you know what, I think I'm just gonna leave it. Let's make a box, I guess. Is it gonna run out of room? You know what, I'm just gonna keep it those two things. So let's outline that. So now we kind of have, this should be a little more round. So now we have a round thing, this shape, we have these two shapes. Let's do one more. We'll do one more up here. So I'm just going to make just some random shape like we did on the first one. Okay, so let me make it 3D. Okay, I'm gonna make sure all of these lines are parallel. So this is where these lines need to be parallel with these. The new lines parallel there, parallel there. Now this one is going to be parallel to this one. Sometimes I take my ruler and just move it down till I hit that point, and it helps. Okay, so I think the next thing I'm going to do is, I think I want to make a box over here because I want a tube coming out of this thing. So I'm going to make a box. I'm going to make it kind of long. So now I have a long skinny box up here. Like that. Okay. So I'm going to divide this into fourths because I'm going to make a circle. That's not even. Make sure it's pretty even. So now I'm going to just kind of draw a circle in here. And then over here, so I am just going to kind of follow the sides of the circle because now they're going to be different. They've come down a little. And then this side right here, I'm just going to follow to the back like that. So I'm going to do one more shape. Let's do one more shape over here. I'll make it be like that, maybe like that. Okay, so I'm going to turn that into a shape. And it should be straighter. So now, I now have another box right here. So now, I'm going to go through and I'm going to round stuff off now. So I'm going to make this shape round right here. I should use my other pencil. I'm going to make that round. I'm going to make this back part round. Maybe this I'll round off. I'm also going to round this off. It's going to have a different look to it. And I'm going to round the back part of it off and the bottom part of it off. So now I'm going to go through and outline stuff so we can see it better. That was not straight. Okay, now I'm going to do my circle. And this thing's kind of floating out here, so I'm gonna make it not float. So I'm going to put some little bars right here. So I have those little bars like that. Because I don't want this thing to be just floating in outer space. I want it to look like it's connected to the other shape. Okay, there we go. Now it looks like it's connected to this bigger shape. So there's some 3 examples. You can kind of see what you can come up with, all these interesting designs and forms. They can be really organic, they can be geometric, they can be part. You can kind of add to and from stuff. So all drawings are based off of form. Some more geometric, some more organic. It just is based off of what you're drawing. And you can start very simple and build off of stuff, and you can get some really interesting drawings without always having to refer to a reference. So that's the end of that drawing, and that would be it.